Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over a upcoming warm pattern for much of the United States from coast to coast. We'll be dealing with warmer temperatures, especially if you live in the northern plains and the Great Lakes and also parts of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. All of those areas will be dealing with very warm conditions over the next couple of weeks. We'll see temperatures maybe even getting up close to 80, 85, maybe even 90 in some of these areas. So we're going to be going over what your actual high temperatures are expected to be and how far above or below normal they'll be compared to normal. So here's what the current National Weather Service page looks like. You can see that it is quite active, especially in the western United States. We have some some winter weather advisories in effect for parts of California and Oregon, with some winter storm warnings in the pink color. We have some red flag warnings in effect for the Southwest as well in that pink color. We have winter storm watches in effect for parts of Utah, with some high wind warnings and wind advisories scattered further to the west of there. We also have some more winter weather advisories in parts of Wyoming and Montana, and some freeze warnings in effect on either side of Michigan, in eastern Michigan and also in western Michigan as well. Yesterday we had a high temperature in Falcon Lake, Texas, where they got to 105 degrees Fahrenheit, and we had a low temperature in Willow City, North Dakota, where they got to 8 degrees Fahrenheit. The highest precipitation or rainfall report was in Gloucester, Mississippi, where they got 6.34 inches of rainfall, and the highest snowfall report was tied between three areas, all within the Wyoming and Montana area. 7 miles east-southeast of Burgess Junction, Wyoming, they got 3 inches of snowfall. 13 miles east-northeast of Wilsall, Montana, they also got 3 inches, and 21 miles southeast of Burgess Junction, Wyoming, they also got 3 inches of reported snowfall yesterday. Here's what the current temperature anomaly map looks like for today. The blues and the greens is where we have below normal temperatures, and then in the reds and the oranges, that's where we have above normal temperatures. So, for example, in the Central Plains and also into the Four Corners areas, and that's where we're dealing with above normal temperatures for this afternoon. And in the blues over the eastern and northern and western United States as well, that's where we have those below normal temperatures for today. And this is basically just showing you how above or below normal it is compared to your average. So, for example, if you see a 10 printed over your area, that would mean that if your average is, let's say, 70 degrees, then that day it'll be 80 degrees. So, it's 10 degrees above your normal, and vice versa if it was below normal as well. So, this is what it's going to look like on Monday. According to the European model, we have that warm air rising out of the southern United States, making its way into the Central Plains and the Great Lakes as well. Along the northern tier of the United States, we have some colder conditions as well as on either coast. So for the East Coast and also for the West Coast, we have some below normal temperatures still for those areas. Here would be by Tuesday afternoon, and we're dealing with some well above normal temperatures back through the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and into parts of the Mid-Atlantic as well, with some mildly above normal temperatures over some of the surrounding areas. But it is still going to be colder than normal for Tuesday of this upcoming week in parts of the Southwest. So the western United States potentially hanging on to a bit of colder than normal temperatures just for a little bit. Eventually, we'll switch over to warmer temperatures. You can see that by Wednesday of this upcoming week, we have well above normal temperatures for the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic, as well as for parts of the Northern Plains, and also starting to get back into the Western United States. We still have this little pocket of colder than normal temperatures, however, into the Four Corners, and then let's continue this forward a little bit more. This is by Thursday afternoon, and we're dealing with temperatures that are going to be 15 to even 20 degrees above normal for the West Coast and the Northern Rockies, as well as for some of these areas in the Mid-Atlantic, where we also have 10 to 15 degree above normal temperatures that are expected. Maybe a couple pockets of below normal conditions through the central area of the country, but for the most part, it looks like it's going to be warm from coast to coast on Thursday. And here's what it looks like for Friday. We have some above normal temperatures lingering on for parts of the northern plains, very warm for the west coast, hanging on to a little bit more of those warmer temperatures for the east coast, and then a little bit of colder than normal air starting to filter into the northeast and also into the southern plains. plains. So we do have a couple pockets of colder temperatures here and there, but they will be minor and they'll move out within a matter of days, and then we'll go back into a warmer pattern. Here's what we're expecting for a Saturday as we move to the next frame here. For Saturday, we have well above normal temperatures, especially for the northern plains. You can see 25 to 30 degrees above normal. We have those above normal temperatures which stretch all the way from California to Minnesota with those 10 plus degrees above normal temperatures. So really, really a warm day on Saturday. We're going to be seeing areas in South Dakota and North Dakota maybe even get up into the upper 80s or even 90s. So really, really warm temperatures throughout these areas, 20 to 30 degrees above normal. A pocket of chillier air back through the northeast and into the southern plains. And then for Sunday of next week, we have some lingering cold air for the northeast and the southern plains. It's really just going to be very marginal, and it'll actually feel quite nice outside with temperatures in the mid 60s for a lot of areas. But especially for the northern plains, we'll still be dealing with very warm temperatures over these areas, 10 to 25 degrees above normal, so well above what you're normally used to for this time of year in those areas. Here's what the actual temperatures look like. So this is your high temperatures for today. You can see where we have those warmer temperatures down through the central and southern plains, where we have temperatures that are expected to get up into the 70s, 80s, even into the upper 90s in some of these areas through western Texas. So warm for today over the southern United States. Gets even warmer by Monday. We're dealing with temperatures in parts of Kansas and southern Nebraska that could get up into the 90s according to this model right here. By Tuesday, it is starting to head a little bit further to the east, so you can see how much of the eastern United States by this point is feeling temperatures that are going to be up into the 80s, even as far north as Wisconsin and Michigan. So really, really warm temperatures for this time of year. If you look at Wednesday, you can see that those warmer than normal temperatures, those 85 degree plus temperatures, are now lingering along the Gulf Coast and the East Coast as well. From New Jersey to Texas pretty much is where we have those 80 plus degree temperatures on Wednesday, the 28th of April. But we're also dealing with, by the way, don't forget about this, in parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wyoming, Montana, we're dealing with well above normal temperatures for these areas, 70 to 75 degrees. So it's going to feel very pleasant over those areas. And also along the west coast, we have temperatures that are getting well up into the 70s and 80s and even into the 90s over some of these areas in parts of California. Here to be by Thursday, the 80 plus degree temperatures are staying down into the southeast and the Gulf Coast as well. And then for much of the western United States, really, really warming up, even though parts of the Pacific Northwest typically stay into the 50s and 60s for much of the spring months, maybe into the summer months is when they start to really warm up due to the water temperatures. We're going to be dealing with a kind of a land flow of air. So we're dealing with a flow of air that's coming right off of the land, off of the Rockies, and that's warm air that's coming out of there. So we're not dealing with a flow that's coming off the ocean. We're instead dealing with a flow that's coming straight from parts of eastern Washington, eastern Oregon, western Idaho, and all those areas are going to have well above normal temperatures due to no offshore wind. So really a good, nice pattern, especially if you live along the west coast and pretty much anywhere in the United States. You're going to be dealing with nice warm temperatures for much of this upcoming week. Here's by Friday. And we have some 80s still along the coastal part of the southern United States. We have those warm temperatures up for the northern plains. This is where we're dealing with 15 to 25 degrees above normal. Look at this. We have temperatures getting up near 85 in parts of the Dakotas and eastern Montana, well above normal for the southwest as well. We're dealing with a lot of areas getting maybe up close to the triple digits. So very, very warm in those areas. Here to be by Saturday, the 1st of May, and you can see that we have temperatures getting up into the 80s for the northern plains, where we have, again, those 20 to 25 degree above normal temperatures. And then in that kind of gray color, this is where we have potentially 90 plus degree temperatures. So really, really warm. It's going to be warmer in South Dakota than it will be in Texas on Saturday, according to this model. So we're dealing with pretty much an upside down type of pattern, where the southern United States might actually be a little bit colder than normal, and the northern United States will maybe be a lot above normal, really warm compared to what they're used to in those areas. Here's by Sunday, and we're dealing with above normal temperatures over much of the central and eastern United States, still with temperatures getting up into the 80s and even the upper 80s for a lot of these areas, even far to the north. Here's the risk of hazardous temperatures, and you can see that we actually have a slight risk of excessively above normal temperatures in parts of southern California, southern Nevada, and southern Arizona as well. So that's where we have a 20% risk of seeing potentially hazardously warm temperatures for those areas, likely due to those 100 plus degree temperatures that are expected on the 1st of May through the 2nd of May. So if you live in that area, watch out, especially if you are going to be kind of working outside, or you are going to be outside on those days. Just make sure that you are drinking a lot of water, because it will be very warm on those days. Here's the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, and you can see that we actually have a 50 to 60% chance of being above normal. So just to give you kind of a look at what we're expecting later on, it does look like it's going to stay above normal even through potentially the 8th of May. And if I were to show you the 3 to 4 week outlook, and even the 3 month outlook going way out, we're still expecting warmer temperatures all the way through the summer months. So it's going to be a very pleasant next couple of weeks, at least, maybe even the next couple of months, where we're dealing with above normal temperatures. So and that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.